When the lights fade, the world holds its breath. The drums hit, the crowd erupts. From WWE to AEW, from NWA to TNA, all the way to New Japan Pro Wrestling. This is where legends rise. Aaron loves wrestling. Let's begin. Let the storm hit, feel the world shift. AEW, we talking big lift. To the WA roots, fire in the booth. New Japan warriors fighting for the truth. Crowds roar loud when the spotlight shines. Aaron loves wrestling, we live for the grind. Step into the ring, hear the heartbeat thump. Pyro in the sky, let the bass line jump. From the classic days where the legends were made to the modern era warriors never afraid. We break down drama, every shock, every twist, every dream match moment that you couldn't resist. From Tokyo Dome nights to the big raw stage, from Power Earth Studios to AIDS all rage. This is passion, combat, the soul of the show. We bring the breakdown, the hype and the glow. Every slam, every dive, every storyline ride. I'll let you where the love never dies. Shift AEW, yeah, we talking big lift. TWA roots, fire in the booth. New Japan warriors fighting for the truth. Crowds roar loud when the spotlight shines. Aaron loves wrestling, yeah, we live for the grind. We talk kings, icons, the rookies on deck. Champions with the gold hanging right on their neck. The moments that shock you, the promos that hit, those fight forever chants. Yeah, we feel all of it. We salute every brand, every style in the ring. Strong style, lucha libre man, wrestling is king. From old school brawls to the high risk flights, we celebrate the craft and the love of the fight. Podcast vibes with that pay-per-view feel. Every episode hits like a main event deal. Aaron on the mic, yeah, he keeping it real. Breaking wrestling down with that champion feel. Yeah, breaking wrestling down with that champion appeal.
When the crowd goes silent and the bell echoes to the arena, when destiny calls, we answer.
This is for the fans. This is for the passion. This is wrestling. Boom, let the storm hit. Feel the world shift. WE waiting double. Yeah, we talking big lift. NWA roots, TNR in the booth. New Japan warriors fighting for the truth. Legends rise up when the fire aligns. Aaron loves wrestling where the world collides. From the square circle to your speakers, this is Aaron loves wrestling. Let the love for wrestling live forever. When the lights fade, the world holds its breath. The drums hit, the crowd erupts. From WWE to AEW, from NWA to TNA, all the way to New Japan Pro Wrestling. This is where legends rise. Aaron loves wrestling. Let's begin. Let the storm hit, feel the world shift. AEW, yeah, we talking big lift. To the WA roots, fire in the booth. New Japan warriors fighting for the truth. Crowds roar loud when the spotlight shines. Aaron loves wrestling, we live for the grind. Step into the ring, hear the heartbeat thump. Pyro in the sky, let the bass line jump. From the classic days where the legends were made to the modern era warriors never afraid. We break down drama, every shock, every twist, every dream match moment that you couldn't resist. From Tokyo Dome nights to the big raw stage, from Power Earth Studios to AIDS all rage. This is passion, combat, the soul of the show. We bring the breakdown, the hype and the glow. Every slam, every dive, every storyline ride. I'll let you where the love never dies. I'll let you where the love never dies.
How's it going, all my wrestling lovers? This is the Aaron Loves Wrestling Podcast, and I am your host, Dr. Love himself, the Doctor of Loveonomics, A. Ron, and I am here to talk about one thing that I absolutely hate because you know me, I just love professional wrestling, and that is tribalism. Tribalism is very, very big in the wrestling community. You got Team AEW and Team WWE. That's the main two. You got some that are just Team TNA. You got some that are just Team New Japan Pro Wrestling. You got some that are just Team NWA Power. You just got some that are just Team whatever. And instead of coming together as a wrestling community and loving one another, respecting one another, even if you just love one company, I can respect that. What I don't like is when one puts down the other company or calls out the other company on their mistakes when their company has made some or similar to the same mistakes. That's what I don't like. There are pro tribalist pages out there that will or in podcasts, and you know some who I'm talking about. Some I've even challenged and called out before, and that is their pro tribalistic posts or comments, or they go on their little podcast and scream and saying this is garbage, that is garbage, or they talk down of the other company and mock the other company, and a lot of it has to do with AEW. Some of it has to do with WWE because a lot of people love WWE. A lot of people do. Some have left WWE to go to the alternative of AEW, and those are the ones that will put down WWE. But for some, like myself, who can just watch any company, we don't care what the three letters are. We just are sitting down to watch the wrestlers, the one who put down uh, or who sacrificed their bodies for our entertainment and put on great wrestling matches, great stories, great promos, and they put sacrifice a lot for our entertainment. And to be tribalistic and put down another, regardless of what company they're in, to me, this little showing a little disrespect to those wrestlers because you are pro the three letters. You are not pro. You're not a pro wrestling fan. You're a pro three letters fan, regardless uh, regardless of what three letters you stand for. And that's the one thing I don't like. Now I have some WWE fans. They don't care for AEW. They don't watch AEW, but they don't put down AEW. They will give their open, honest opinion on things of why they don't like the company and what they would like to see to draw their interest, and that I can respect. Same thing for AEW fans. When they just watch AEW. They ignore the tribalism. They ignore the hate, and we talked about WWE, and they would say, well, they'll give their open, honest opinion as well, and their open, honest opinion why they don't like watching WWE, but they don't put down WWE because they used to grow up watching WWE. So I have been fortunate to find friends like that in the wrestling community. But there are many that I have found who are pro tribalist and they just put down the other company any chance they get, whether they're pro WWE or pro AEW. And that's what I am calling out here because I'm going to point out a few things that what both companies do. And then I'm going to point out some things of why tribalism sucks in the wrestling community, why tribalism sucks for pro wrestling. And if we all just love pro wrestling and watched all of it, then you would see ratings go up, fan attendance go up, and you would see the pro wrestling business succeed and flourish more because are the ones that keep the business going, the fans. Because with our hard-earned money that we spend on the merchandise or tickets, whatever streaming device or cable or pay-per-view to watch the shows, we keep these businesses alive. We keep these businesses going because without us, without the fans, then none of this, we won't have wrestling today. We won't have uh, NWA back in the day in the 40s and 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. We wouldn't have WWF. We wouldn't have WCW. We wouldn't have WWE. We wouldn't have New Japan Pro Wrestling. We wouldn't have TNA Wrestling. We wouldn't have AEW if it weren't for us fans supporting these companies. But if we supported all of them and we attended all of them and we were more pro wrestling than pro three letters, then just think of how bigger the ratings would be for pro wrestling, the fan attendance, the merchandise sales for supporting these companies. You got one thing I've seen that has driven people away from either company. One of them is politics. You got to silence politics and put it out. Ignore politics because this is about you and your fandom of WWE. Another thing I've seen why people don't like one company over the other is maybe one's too soft, or one it's too much blood, or one it's too much wrestling, or one it's too much talking. Those are the reasons I have seen of why a lot of people who are not a fan of one company over the other. We'll point out a post here because it was brought up and brought to my attention. This is one post here that a lot of people have said that it's tribalistic. And I just want to clarify and break down what I mean about this, why I'm hyped for AEW more, for AEW in 2026 more than I am WWE. As you can see here in the post, I point out something, even though WWE had so many great moments, I still felt a lot of things were scattered because with storytelling and with matchups, because of the John Cena farewell tour, which all due respect to Cena, he deserves a great farewell tour. Wish we could have gotten more dates instead of the dates we got. We got 36. He stated he wanted to do 200. He wanted to do way more than 36, but TKO told him no, which I'll get on TKO here in a minute because I have some opinions about that. NXT to me, in my opinion, in 2025 was far better than Raw and SmackDown. Even though there were some great matches and great moments on Raw and SmackDown, I felt NXT was more consistent and better with their matches, consistent with their stories, fresh faces, new faces being pushed. Because Raw and SmackDown, they'll be focused on a few wrestlers. SmackDown, it's mainly Cody Rhodes. Raw, it's mainly Punk or Seth Rollins or Punk. But Seth Rollins being out, now it's Punk. Roman Reigns returns, it'll be Roman Reigns. But with NXT, you see a lot more mixture of fresh faces and people who are in the world title mix and everything. That's why I think that's why I say that Shawn Michaels is the better booker than Triple H. And I even stated before, NXT Black and Gold was a success because of Shawn Michaels and not Triple H. Because I think Shawn Michaels was the one behind creative, behind booking, and then Triple H was just the front man like he is now and taking all the credit. Or maybe they could have just had better writers then, better group of writers than they got now. I don't know. But I still think Shawn Michaels is the better booker than Triple H. Triple H's booking decisions in 2025 due to a lot of his booking decisions and a lot of things that he's done, and even mocking the fan base. Mocking the fan base, the people who pay to see the company. If you are really tired of this, if you're really tired of this with Triple H, then all you got to do is send a message is just not watch or buy tickets. That's all you got to do. But even though people are frustrated, they keep coming back for more and they keep going. And that's the main reason why Triple H does mock, because he knows you're going to complain now. You're going to go on Twitter or whatever social media you use, Threads, Blue Sky, and you're going to complain. You're going to voice your complaints. You're going to get behind your keyboard and say what you got to say. But then you're going to turn back around and then tune in to watch Raw or SmackDown the next following week or the PLE. And then you're going to complain again. It's an ongoing trend. If you really are frustrated, with this decision by Triple H, and same for Tony Khan. If you are not on Tony Khan and his decisions, then just watch the other side or watch something else. You don't have to watch wrestling. Or if you watch wrestling, you can tune into NWA Power. You can tune into New Japan Pro Wrestling. You can tune into other wrestling promotions besides AEW and WWE. But you keep coming back for more. No, this is, and made this very vocal that this isn't a tribalist book because I'm not trying to put up tribalism. I hate tribalism. I am just more hyped for AEW 2026 than I am WWE because a lot of decisions WWE has made, and I don't. And on TKO now, I disagree with TKO and how they run WWE. The maximizing of ticket prices, the raising the prices on tickets. They want to throw every single advertisement in the book on the ring, on the turnbuckle, on the side. It's like, tone back just a hair, okay? Tone back just a little bit with all these advertisements, and then advertisements to interrupt the show. I'm enjoying a great match or a great promo segment. All of a sudden, boom, advertisement, and it'll be about 3 to 5 minutes long of advertisements. And I'm like, I want to get back to the show. One big thing that didn't sit right with me because I am a fan of Goldberg is how they did Goldberg on Saturday Night's Main Event. Yes, he had a great match, but they should have given him more time on the show, just like they did Cena. And even Goldberg called this out, that he bet they're going to give Cena more time and everything that he wants compared to Goldberg. And rightfully so, it happened. And so they cut Goldberg's not only speech, but they cut Goldberg's speech, and he voiced his frustration about it, and then he just let his contract ride out. Now he's not signed with anyone. I wouldn't mind seeing Goldberg in AEW and get one good final match on a pay-per-view with Wardlow, and that would be a great way for him to go out and have a great match with Wardlow and get a better send-off. But probably won't happen. But this is what I mean about the advertisements and with WWE. And even the premium live events, I read a report that the President Shapiro of TKO is looking to do away with a lot of Vince McMahon's PLE's names and themes. And he said WrestleMania is not excluded. So could we see WrestlePalooza or something else that they create replace WrestleMania because they want to do away with what Vince McMahon did and move past Vince McMahon? We'll find out. I would highly doubt it because there's so much revenue and popularity and so much value in the name of WrestleMania. So seeing them get rid of that would be shocking. But I've seen a lot of shocking things in professional wrestling before, so I wouldn't put it past them. So this is where I'm coming from with this post. That's why I'm hyped for AEW, because they were more focused on the fans. Tony Khan is more focused on the fans and focused on putting on good shows for the fans and everything like that, and not bought out by anybody. He runs AEW through his own money. With Triple H, he's got to do what TKO says. So I can't really wholeheartedly blame Triple H on a lot of decisions, but there are some decisions where I'm like with John Cena the other night, he tapped out, and I had nothing against that. He put over Gunther, and that was great. But when the fans reacted the way they did, he was laughing and he mocked them. And then in the media show afterwards, he mocked them. And then afterwards, he even stated, "Yeah, I went with this decision because whatever he said after that." And it's like, okay, so you made this decision, and now you're mocking the fan base, and you're laughing at them instead of being respectful. But you also got to think Triple H was in D-Generation X, and you saw what they did. So you can't really say you didn't see this coming. And I'm going to point out in this a lot of things I would like to see better with AEW and WWE on both spectrums. But yeah, that's the whole reason behind this post. There's nothing that I'm not trying to uh, promote tribalism or anything like that, because that's not what I'm about. There might be a few things I could have said better, but I said what I said. If you think it's tribalistic, well, that's your opinion, but it's not, because I'm still going to watch WWE. Still going to watch, review WWE shows, do watch alongs as well. I am to AEW and everything else. And on to another post. Um, if you are a WWE fan and you are frustrated with the way things are going with WWE, and I would say the same with AEW, so let's not just say this is about AEW or promoting AEW, but if you're a fan from AEW and you're frustrated with things with Tony Khan and AEW, then this is what I want for both sides. Welcome new fans aboard with love, and that you love the product as much as we do as the fans. It's not about anti anything WWE or AEW or tribalism. It's about promoting an alternative with AEW by supporting the alternative. And why I say this is because if we have more alternatives of professional wrestling to watch, and not just one empire, so to speak, as WWE, then you get something different if you are frustrated with the other side. Same thing with WWE if you get frustrated with AEW and Tony Khan, if you don't like the route that's going. But you just have fun. Enjoy the show. AEW does have compelling stories, and they got great wrestling matches. If you're listening to podcasts out there or other content creators out there who are saying otherwise, well, ignore them and watch for yourself and see if you like it or not. And if you do, cool. If you don't, well, enjoy WWE. And the same thing with AEW jumping ship to WWE. If you are watching WWE, because WWE also has some compelling stories. They have some great matches, and it's about supporting an alternative with WWE and AEW, because that's what they both are. They're both alternative to each other. There's not one thing. There's not one thing they do the other side doesn't do when it comes to mistakes or something like that. AEW puts out an alternative compared to WWE. WWE puts up the production and the glitz and the glam and everything. That's what they focus on. A lot of their wrestling matches are short. Very few go over 15 minutes long. Most of them, they do. It's on the PLEs. Compared to AEW, AEW go a little bit longer. So if you're a fan of that, then watch AEW. If you're not a fan of that, then watch WWE and even TNA. TNA is kind of a mixture. I've seen some matches go pretty long. I've seen some matches be pretty short. But we got to move past tribalism. We got to move past it. And that's what I got to say. I just got to clear up some of that with the post. Tribalism. I want to get into this a little bit more. And in my notes here, tribalism is a strong loyalty to one group. That's what it is. Coupled with hostility, prejudice towards outsiders, and characterized by an us versus them mentality. That is tribalism. And I see that with WWE fans and AEW fans. I see it on both sides of the spectrum. I see AEW fans mock WWE and criticize WWE and say WWE ain't a real wrestling show, blah, 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 when they have some great wrestling matches. They have some great stories and wrestlers, and some of the wrestlers were former AEW wrestlers. Penta, Cody Rhodes, Ethan Page, Ray Phoenix, Ricky Saints, formerly known as Ricky Starks, Blake Monroe, who is formerly known as Mariah May, which I've seen a lot of criticism of her lately from AEW fans who are mocking her. It's like, oh, you should let the company and blah, blah, blah. She's fulfilling her dream of wrestling in WWE, something she had dreamed about since she was a little girl. Why can't you be happy with that? That's what I mean about the tribalism, is that if you're not pro the three letters, well, then you suck. I'm a pro wrestling fan. I'm happy for Blake Monroe for fulfilling her dream. And if anybody were in her shoes, they would be happy as well. If I were in her shoes, I would be happy as well that I fulfilled my dream and wrestled for WWE, the biggest wrestling company right now in professional wrestling. AEW is getting there. AEW is getting there, but they are still the number 2 wrestling promotion compared to WWE. When it comes to ratings and ticket sales and etc., they are number 2. Regardless, if you're pro at AEW, you got to accept that fact. And if you want AEW to be better and top WWE, then maybe listen to some of the opinions from others of things that could change and be better, and then maybe you'll gain more fans. And if you are a fan of AEW and you hear some say things about AEW that they like, I don't like it because of this, this, and this, then be open and open to their opinion and be respectful, because one day you never know, they might later down the road become an AEW fan. But if you become toxic and be like, oh, you're just a hater, and you block or you whatever, and you start, you put them down, call them names, then that is where you're going to push more people away. And that's where I've seen a lot of people from that watch WWE is that, they enjoy watching, they do like watching AEW, but anytime they say something about it because they don't like what happened, the story or the match, then all of a sudden here comes the AEW tribalists, and they're just, oh, you're just a hater. Oh, you're just this. No, everyone has the right to their opinion. If they do not like something, then let them have if it's an open, honest opinion. Now, if it's something that's hateful, oh, this company is garbage, this sucks, nobody wants to see that, nobody watches this, and start mocking or criticizing Tony Khan because something they didn't like, then okay, don't listen to them, don't respect them, ignore them, don't listen to them, and go along your way. But if someone gives you an open, honest opinion about AEW and why they don't watch it, then listen. Same thing for WWE. If it's a AEW fan, so this is why I don't like watching WWE, then be an open mind and listen to them. A lot of people say, oh, it's just the AEW fans. They're the sickos. They're the ones that always come out of the woodworks and just criticize and hate and blah, blah. No, I've seen WWE fans do the same thing. I've seen a lot of it. When an AEW fan says something about WWE because they don't like what they've seen or what they watch, I've seen WWE fans, oh, you stick to your sicko company. You stick to that, blah, blah, blah. You stick to that indie, glorified indie show or whatever they say. I've seen it on both sides. It's not just AEW fans. It's WWE fans as well. And a lot of it is between AEW and WWE, New Japan, TNA, and all that. They don't have a dog in this fight, and I don't see a lot of fans from them doing what we're seeing between AEW and WWE. I don't know if it was this bad back in the Monday Night Wars. I don't know. It could have been or far worse. But even then, I then would have been WCW and WWF. I would have watched both. And then I would say which one I do like better than the other. But I'm still going to watch the other one. It's just like Pepsi or Coca-Cola. You might like Coca-Cola more than Pepsi, but you'll still drink a Pepsi and you still like it, but you prefer a Coca-Cola and vice versa. Or you watching one sport over the other. Me, I'm personally a bigger baseball fan than I am any other sport besides wrestling. But others, it's football over baseball, or they don't watch baseball at all, or they don't watch basketball at all, or they do, but it's football, basketball, baseball, or football, baseball, basketball, baseball, whatever order they watch it in. Hockey fans, hockey as well. Some people enjoy hockey more than they do football or anything else. Soccer. Just because you enjoy that more than the other doesn't mean you're tribalist. It's just that you prefer to watch that over the other. So if you had a hockey game and a Monday Night Football game on the same time, and you're more of a hockey fan, but you're going to watch that over the football game, and then vice versa. Same thing here with AEW and WWE. If you prefer AEW over WWE, but you still watch WWE, but you prefer AEW for many reasons that you do, then that's fine. Same thing for WWE over AEW. But when you're pro the three letters and you're this side or nothing, or this side or nothing, then that's where tribalism comes in, and that's where nothing grows, and that's where we divide as wrestling fans, and that's where you don't have any kind of love or respect or anything in the community. A lot of people criticize Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes and many other in WWE. Why? Because they were great, and Roman Reigns' 4-year title run was awesome. Cody Rhodes finishing his story and his title runs were awesome. Same as in AEW with MJF and having his long title reign that he had. And then you have Mercedes Moné now doing what she's doing with the TBS Championship. Athena with the Ring of Honor Women's Championship. Why is it, Roman Reigns is better, but this is when it's the same thing? Athena is going on 1,000+ days as Ring of Honor Women's Champion. That's not okay, but Roman Reigns' title run is. And you say, well, what benefit is it doing this, or what benefit is it doing that? Well, it's benefiting them as a wrestler in their career. What benefit did it do Roman Reigns when he was a champ for 4 years? I'm sorry, but I haven't seen Finn Balor win a world title here lately. I haven't seen Kevin Owens win a world title here lately. I haven't seen others he's beaten won a world title lately. Drew McIntyre is about to face Cody Rhodes for the 1,000th time for the WWE Championship when he's already lost to him. What benefit did that do with anybody, Roman Reigns? And it's nothing discrediting Roman Reigns' title run. I loved it. I had fun with it. But when I hear people say, oh, yeah, well, that was better than this because Roman Reigns, because it benefited people. How did it benefit anybody? Because I don't see them pushed at the top of the mountain. I see Finn Balor in a joke of a group with Judgment Day, a shadow in the background. I see Drew McIntyre losing constantly to Cody Rhodes. I see Kevin Owens. He had some good story. Was in some good stories. Right now he's injured. Hopefully he returns soon. But where's his world title run? But somehow that's okay. But Mercedes Moné with the TBS Championship and the other 30 titles that she has, that's not okay. When the women that defeat Mercedes Moné for these different titles, the women that wrestle in the promotion that she's putting on the spotlight, that she's going to put on the spotlight when one of the women beat her for these titles, because it's going to generate revenue, it's going to generate engagement, it's going to go out there because her losing these titles is going to be on social media, trust me, and it's going to put a spotlight on those companies. It's going to put a spotlight on AEW with the woman who defeats her for the TBS Championship. I'm really hoping who does defeat her for that title is Megan Bay. Just saying, putting it out there. And the same thing for Ring of Honor with Athena. Whoever defeats her for that title is going to put them over. And it's going to be talked about. And the people are like, oh, who's so-and-so? And they can start getting invested and they start watching. So the same, so that's why I don't like the tribalism, because you got one saying, oh, well, this is okay because WWE does it, but when AEW does it, oh, it's not okay. When so-and-so did it, when Roman Reigns did it, it benefited everybody. He benefited everybody. Only one I see benefit from it was Cody Rhodes. That's the only one I've seen really benefit from it. Cody Rhodes is being pushed at the top. He's at the top, the focus on the main event and the stories. Kevin Owens, where's his title run? Why isn't he world champion? Finn Balor, Finn Balor should have done been world champion. He is long overdue. He is a great talent in and outside the ring, on the mic and in the ring. Why isn't he a world champion? Why did he get screwed of the Universal Championship way back then, and he's never had a world title run since? Explain that. And he faced Roman Reigns a couple years ago when he came out as Demon Balor, and which was a great match. And he lost, but supposedly he benefited from that. How? How did he benefit from that? He is in a Judgment Day group that is gone way over. It has been. It's okay, but I'm done with the Judgment Day. I want to see Finn Balor go on a singles run. I want to see JD McDonough go on a singles run. The Dominic and Liv thing can go on without the Judgment Day. I mean, it can. If we're so that is, Judgment Day. Well, in my opinion, has been done a long time ago. Now we've seen teases where Finn was going to challenge Dom for the Intercontinental title. When I don't want to see that, we've already seen him as Intercontinental champion. We've already seen him as the United States champion. I want to see him with the world title, the world heavyweight title. How about he challenge CM Punk for the world title and defeat Punk or Braun Breaker? That's one thing about WWE that I don't like, is that we're seeing the same old. If Braun Breaker doesn't win the world title on the first Raw 2026, I'm going to be disappointed and upset. Will I stop watching the company? No. Will I give my opinion on it? Yes. Just like I did when Hangman lost the title. I'm still an AEW fan, but I'm disappointed, and I gave my opinion that I disagreed with them ending the title run that soon. Should have went on a little bit longer. Could have went on at least till World's End. I said it should have went on to Revolution, have him drop the title to Kyle Fletcher, and then Kyle Fletcher go on a run, and then Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay can win the Owen Hart Cup tournament, and then we get Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher in the main event, all in London for the AEW Men's World Championship. But for some reason, Samoa Joe got it, and now we're going to get a triple threat at World's End, which I'm still thinking MJF is going to slither his way in there. We're getting a fight four-way, so we'll find out tonight. But that is where this is where I'm at, is because I've given my criticism of both companies of things I disagreed with. And yeah, but the Hangman thing is a little biased because I'm a Hangman fan, as you can see. Got a picture with him. But that title run shouldn't have ended that way. But it did stir up the pot, created revenue, and people talking about it and engaging with it, just like me. So that is where I'm at now. We see the criticism become weaponized between AEW and WWE. AEW fans would still say WWE fans are brainwashed and blah, blah, blah. And then AEW or WWE fans will talk negative about WWE. When WWE fans will talk negative about AEW, call it a glorified indie show or too much kicks and flips, too acrobatic. When I'm sorry, but I saw Saturday Night Main Event with Leon Slater and Javon Evans against AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. That was pretty acrobatic in that one. But that's okay because it's WWE. But when AEW does it, it's glorified indie show, too much kicky and flippies. Same thing. And they have different styles of wrestling in AEW. It's not just the kicks and the flips. And I saw one comment on one of my posts. Someone said that AEW doesn't have any big men. I can name off several, and one of them is one of my favorites, is Powerhouse Hobbs. Yeah, he's a pretty big guy. And I met him in person. He's a pretty big guy. He's not one I want punching me in the face. I'm just saying. And And that's the hate. And a lot of the hate is generated a lot more towards AEW. It is generated more towards AEW than I've seen WWE. When it comes to in the middle wrestling fans, a lot of the criticisms of WWE comes from AEW fans. And I get it. It's tribalism. It's tribalism. I'll call it out. Same thing with WWE fans. But when you have those who are down the middle, like they just watch it, kind of like myself, well, for some reason, they like to hate on AEW. I guess that's the cliche thing to do. But when it comes to WWE, oh, it's so great. It makes sense. But when it comes to AEW, it doesn't make sense. Glorified indie show. What's the oh, too much blood. Sorry, but I love it when I see a cage match and there's some color in it to add to the effect and bring out the drama and the emotion in the match and kind of sell it. But when I see someone get their face grinded in an elimination chamber cage up against the cage and no color at all, kind of takes away from the effect. When they first sold this elimination chamber of WWE, it was supposed to alter careers, quote unquote, change lives, because it was supposed to be this steel structure that, well, it was going to be painful. But over the years, they have downplayed it, and it has, in my opinion, it's not as interesting anymore. All it is now is just a way to get a number one contender spot for a title, when you can easily do that in a 6-man battle royale or a six-man match, where it ends by pinfall submission with no cage. But we got to sell the theme of the PLE. We got to do that, but we're not going to do blood. When you don't have blood in these matches, war games. Let's go war games. Little blood in war games. A little bit of blood. AEW, when they did Blood and Guts, it was bloody. It was sold. When those type of matches add color, then that is when it sells better. When AEW does it and they add blood, it gets a lot of criticism. But when WWE does it, let's refer to the last year Bad Blood pay-per-view, or PLE. I say pay-per-view. Pay-per-view, and we had Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, and it was pretty bloody. That was okay. That was cool. That was cinema. That was perfection. But AEW doing it, here's more blood, or that's overdoing it. The double standard between AEW and WWE fans, it's there. You can't say it ain't. I want to see a little bit more blood in these Elimination Chamber and Hell in a Cell and Steel Cage matches from WWE and War Games. I want to see a little bit more blood, because it sells it. It sells the effect of the match. But when I don't see it, it's good, but it could have been better. When I see it from AEW in Blood and Guts, or in a steel cage match like we got with Joe and Hangman at Full Gear, that was awesome. I love it when I say we used to see that a lot back in the day with Attitude Era, ruthless aggression. But ever since Vince went public and the sponsors and stuff like that, he had to tone it down and, we got to stop and please the sponsors and blah, blah, blah. And it's just maximized now with TKO, and it's going over the top because of TKO. Why is tribalism bad for the business? Shrinks the audiences of both sides. And yes, I know WWE has a little bit more than AEW. But if I recall, a SmackDown or two ago, WWE only had about 5,000 people in attendance. Nobody said anything about that. But when it's AEW, we're going to talk about AEW. See, they can't even fill seats, they can't even do that, blah, blah, blah. But when WWE does it, it's okay. They can do a small venue here and there. It's okay. Double standard. But it shrinks the audience. Tribalism. It pushes away casual fans. for AEW and WWE. And it turns wrestling to a warfare when we have so much wrestling now that you can watch every single day of the week. And you might not love it as much as I do, but I love it when I get to watch Monday Night Raw. I love it when I get to watch SmackDown and NWA Power, SmackDown, NXT, my bad, NXT and NWA Power on a Tuesday night, one show after the other. I love it when I get to watch Wednesday Dynamite. I love it when I get to watch Ring of Honor on Thursday and TNA. I love it when I get to watch SmackDown on Friday and Saturday Collision. And then I get a little break on Sunday, except if there's a pay-per-view once a month. I love it that I get to watch all this wrestling now instead of just one company on Monday and Friday, or one company every other Thursday or every Thursday. We get so much wrestling now on our television, but yet we're more divided than we are united. And that's what I hate about tribalism. It is bad for the wrestling business. It is bad for us fans. It gives a bad rep on us fans because we got to have some tribalism. I love what Eddie Kingston said because he called it out before his match at All Out when he returned. He was on a podcast giving in an interview, and he told wrestling fans, like, basically screw the tribalism. He even said that he watched WWE shows, and he used to watch WWE shows back in the day. And then he tuned into WCW, and then he saw the talent on there, and then ECW, and he was like, screw it, I'm going to watch it all. He said, leave the tribalism to the wrestlers because they're going to bat for the company that's investing in them. They're going to bat for their company that's putting them on television to make money. They're going to bat for them for the company that is helping them get a paycheck and giving them a chance. He said he'd be doing it for WWE if he was with WWE. But with those fans, he said, screw the tribalism. Watch it all because you never know what you're going to miss out on. You never know when WWE has a great match or a great story because you're just pro AEW. And then vice versa, you're just pro WWE and you miss out on AEW. And then you talk about, they don't have stories. Well, watch consistently every single week and you'll see that they have stories. Watch consistently every single week. You'll see the stories within AEW. Watch consistently every single week, and you'll see why all these matches happen. I've heard some people say, "Oh, they just randomly throw up matches, and they just randomly do this." No, watch every single week. Pay attention, and you will see that there are fan stories with in AEW. Don't go off of the narrative of some of those podcasts out there. Don't listen to those negative podcasts that talk crap about AEW and want to trash the company for whatever reason. Don't listen to them. Watch it for yourself. Listen to an honest, open review from someone like myself or others. There's others out there. You ain't got to listen from me. But I'm giving out a review on Dynamite tonight or tomorrow of tonight's Dynamite. It looks like a great show to me. I'm going to have fun watching it. And then I'm going to get my review tomorrow. When the new year kicks back off, I'm going to start doing my AEW watch logs again. Just been so busy with the holidays and family and things like that. And Wednesdays, I'll watch it. But I've been so busy with my personal trainer job and what I do for full time. And yes, I make it with my brother Devin the Tribal Chief on his show with the WWE. But beginning of the year, I want to get back into doing my AEW watch alongs. And I'm going to try to do NWA Power as well. I'm going to try because I do enjoy NWA Power. We can fix this. You really don't have to love everything, everything, and it's all great. It's all great. Everything AEW is great. Everything WWE is, it's just all great. No, you ain't got to do that. But you ain't got to trash the other company. You ain't got to call it garbage. You ain't got to do all that. AEW has stories just as like WWE. I like I like and I don't like what Matt Hardy said about AEW. I like it because yes, stories do uh, draw in the casual fans to professional wrestling. Wrestling fans like myself and Stampede just noted it. Wrestling fans like Stampede. What's up, Stampede? Wrestling fans like myself and Stampede who just love watching wrestling and we watch it a lot. We don't have to have a great story. We don't have to have a long-term story or a story in general to watch. We're just going to watch because we're there to watch wrestling matches. And if you go to Stampede's page, you will see his great grades of the match, and he gives great reviews and grades of all these matches. And I love when he gives his opinion on these things. I do wish he'd give Hangman every 10-star or 5-star. I'm just kidding. Um, but so go follow him and look at his stuff. He gives great reviews on matches, and I love his insight and his knowledge of professional wrestling. He is a wrestling encyclopedia book. Just saying. But wrestling fans like myself and Stampede and many others, we love it because of professional wrestling. We love to watch the wrestling matches. It doesn't have to be this cinema storyline or this overproduced storyline. It doesn't have to be that. Although I do get some enjoyment out of that, don't get me wrong, I do love it. But I can watch any show, WWE or AEW, where they have great matches along from start to finish, and I have little story, and then vice versa. I can watch it with a few matches here and there, but there's the stories. I get an enjoyment out of both of them. So although I like what Matt Hardy said, but I don't like how he said that AEW has no stories. They do have stories. You just got to watch and really pay attention every single week because they do have stories. Swerve and Hangman, their story. You're like, oh, what's their story? Well, if you watch every single week, you know. How about you go do some review and go look at past episodes and educate yourself on why they are at where they're at now, or why they're frenemies, I would say. If you go back and look at why, you will see, and it has gone on for a couple of years now. But if you're not watching every single week, then when you watch something, when you come back in and watch, and you're like, well, why is this happening? Why is that happening? Let's say your favorite TV show, right? Let's say, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a good show out there. Let's just say Walking Dead. Okay, that's a pretty good show that people love. Let's just say that one. Let's say you watch it 2 to 3 seasons, and then you stop, and then you come back season 7 or 6, and you're like, okay, wait, where did this character go? Why is it? Who is this character? Why are they in love with each other? Why are they fighting? You're not going to know because you stopped watching for a few seasons. That's the same thing when it comes to professional wrestling, whether it's WWE or AEW. If you stop watching for a while because you get glued to this side over the other, or you just stop watching in general, then when you come back, you're like, wait, why is he feuding with him and why is she feuding with her? Why is this going on? Well, you'll have to go back and review a lot of episodes because you got to catch up on why this is happening. Just like with Don Callis' family and Kenny Omega. Why is it happening? Because Kenny Omega and Don Callis were once in a partnership, quote unquote. And then Don Callis turned on Kenny Omega. And then Kenny Omega and Don Callis hasn't liked each other ever since. So this is why. And then same thing for WWE. Let's say WWE, you're like, well, why is Roman Reigns and CM Punk, why are they feuding with each other? What's up with that? Or not feuding with each other. Why are they at where they're at now? Why do they have this kind of mutual respect for one another and all? It's because CM Punk helped Roman Reigns out last year with the Bloodline. You got to go back and catch up. Or let's say, well, why is Paul Heyman Why is Paul Heyman turned on Roman Reigns? Why is he with well, he was with Seth Rollins, but now he turned on Seth Rollins now. You're like, why is this happening? You gotta go back and watch. You gotta go catch up on the story. Same thing happens with both companies. If you start watching one over the other and you go for a while without watching, you gotta come back and you're like, well, why is this happening over the other? You gotta pay attention every single week to know. Because if you miss it, you're gonna be lost and be like, why is this happening? Why is this tournament happening? Why is this match happening? Why are these two going at it with each other? That's because you missed a few episodes along the story and you got to catch up on it. So there are stories within both companies, and they're good ones. You just got to watch. Devin has tuned in. Devin says, maybe AEW struggled week to week on telling emotional stories. No, they got some emotional stories in there. They do. You just got to watch. Stampede says, and for every storyline, beat the people that tune in and spend their money at the shows have every right to boo or cheer those beats they like or don't. Same with characters. This is true. Horrible point because Walking Dead always gives you a recap. I was just theoretically speaking. I just threw a show out there that a lot of people like and watch. Believe me, I took a break from Walking Dead and came back. It gives you a recap. Another horrible point. WTNA Lucha Underground always gives you recaps. Yet we need a big get your notes ready. We will. WWE doesn't always give you recaps, and AEW gives you recaps as well. AEW gives you recaps. AEW gives you recaps on why so and so is feuding with so and so. There's some stories they don't. The same thing with WWE. There's some stories they don't as well. Not everything has a recap. Some do. That's the whole double standard here that I'm pointing out with WWE and AEW. Oh, WWE does this. Yeah, AEW does as well. AEW does this. Yeah, WWE does as well. So that is why I'm calling out tribalism, because they both do things in a different way. They both do the same thing in a different way. But yet, AEW and WWE, from AEW fans, WWE sucks, and WWE fans, AEW sucks. But it's like, well, no, they're doing the same things. They got great, emotional, compelling stories. They got some great wrestling matches on both shows. They got some bad ones. They got some interesting stories. They'll draw your attention, and some that won't. They both got it. But if you're pro WWE over AEW, and you start calling AEW that they don't have this, they don't have that, but WWE has the same thing. Same thing with AEW. If you're pro AEW, saying WWE don't have this, they don't have that. No, they do. They got great matches. Heck, I'm seeing several great matches with Ilya Dragunov the past few Friday nights on SmackDown. I've seen some great matches with AEW. Speedball Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight. Oh my gosh, that match was great. They both got it. And then when some WWE fans talk about, oh, AEW's got all the acrobats and the kicky flippy and the gymnastics. Oh, WWE does as well. So that's the thing. The double standard tribalism comments, like, they both got it. AEW's got great wrestling matches where they don't have the kicky flippies and all that. Same thing with WWE. They don't always have people going and doing all these 900 flips. They got wrestling matches where it's just wrestling. Or it's nice and slow paced out, and then it kicks up. They both got it. WWE and AEW present the same subject matter, professional wrestling, in completely different manners. Yes, they do. I agree with that. They do. They present the wrestling differently. And if you like WWE over AEW, I respect that. If you like AEW over WWE, I respect that. But when you start trashing and saying that company don't have this, and you start doing the hateful comments, and you say, oh, well, it's just criticism. Well, there's difference between criticism and hate, okay? I can accept someone's open criticism about WWE or AEW when they're like, well, this is why I don't like this. Well, this is why I don't like that. I can accept that. But when you start saying, "Oh, well, this is garbage," nobody wants to watch that, or whatever the comment is, when it hateful comment it is, then that's where I'm like, okay, now you're just being tribalistic and hateful. But when you have open criticism about the show, I can respect that. And AEW fans and WWE fans can get triggered over the criticism. I've seen WWE fans get triggered over some criticism AEW fans have done. It's not just AEW. I've seen it on both sides of the spectrum. Name me one episode of WWE didn't get recapped because honestly, you're creating a narrative that's not there. This is false. And to get some water. One episode of WWE didn't give. Give me one episode where AEW didn't give a recap either. Because they have. They've given recaps of why this happened and that happened. And there's times where they didn't. Same thing with WWE. They've both given recaps on their last shows. AEW has done it. AEW does it as well. So there may be times where they don't recap. There's maybe times where they don't recap. But AEW gives recaps on top of WWE as well. They both give recaps. You'll see it tonight when you watch AEW. 3-hour show, by the way. Can't wait. And you'll see it the next week and the next week because they're going to give recaps. They give recaps. They're going to give recap when the World's End happens. Or why so-and-so's feuding with so-and-so. They give you a presentation of why this is happening. AEW, WWE, again, the double standard tribalistic comments from fans because they prefer one over the other, which I respect that. You can prefer one over the other, but when you start doing the hate comments of, oh, AEW doesn't do this, and AEW doesn't do that, or WWE doesn't do this, and WWE doesn't do that, and it's funny how it's just between AEW and WWE. I don't see TNA getting into talk. I don't see NWA getting into talk or New Japan. It's between WWE and AEW. But I like how they say, oh, they don't do this, they don't do that. But when they do, they do. They give great stories and great wrestling matches, and there's some that are not so great. Not everything's great on both shows. I mean, I'm sorry, but the Drew McIntyre, Oba Femi and Cody Rhodes match that was interfered by Drew McIntyre, that was a bad finish to the match. I didn't like it. I don't like too much interference in my matches. We had it this past Monday night again on Raw. The Masked Man interfered in Rey Mysterio and Logan Paul's match. Another interference. Didn't go in disqualification, but another interference. I don't like too many interferences in my match. But AEW has done it as well. AEW has done it as well, whereas interference has gone in and they ruined the great wrestling match that we got going. I just don't like it. I like it sometimes, but I don't like it too much, especially when it doesn't. When it's not needed. We could have had a great 10, 15-minute match with Cody Rhodes and Oba Femi at the end in a clean finish. Or if Drew McIntyre does come out to distract Cody, it's a clean distraction, and that's where Oba Femi wins. And then he can get mad at Drew for interfering, but hey, why'd you interfere in my match? And then they both can still attack Drew at the end. It didn't have to end in a no contest around 7-8 minutes in the match. But yet it did. Because we got to protect the champions, or we got to protect Oba, or we got to protect Cody. No, we ain't got to protect nothing. Cody can take an L. It's okay. It's okay, Papa H. Cody can take an L every now and then. It's okay, especially to someone like Oba Femi. Sorry, went on a little tantrum there. Went a little, got a little upset. But with all that being said, wrestling can be so much better without tribalism. It can. Enjoying wrestling can be so much better without tribalism. When we stop having WWE Tribalists and AEW Tribalists attacking the other company and having double standard opinions. That is when we can stop the tribe. That is when we can make wrestling better, when we stop having that. Well, we can have wrestling fans just enjoy it and watch both companies and have fun with it, and then everyone wins because both companies are succeeding. And uh, AEW, they have ratings, they have fan in attendance. A lot of people they get in this rating and fan attendance talk. With WWE and AEW, oh look at WWE, they got over 1 million ratings. Oh look at WWE, haha, they only got 500 ratings or 500,000 ratings. Um, who cares? I don't care. I honestly hate the rating and fan attendance stuff. Even AEW, by some chance on Dynamite, gets 15,000 fans in attendance. One day it might happen. It'll be great. But I'm not going to make a big deal. Be like, ha ha ha, look at this. No, because WWE, um, they get this. They get those fan attendance, but not only that, it doesn't matter. As long as they're fans watching the show and enjoying the show and loving the shows, either show, whether it's AEW or WWE, NWA, TNA, then we all win because it's succeeding, because they are getting investment from the fans. The fans are investing into the companies. We all win. Why does it have to be this big warfare? Let's not have a repeat of WCW versus AEW. Let's not have a repeat of WCW versus WWE. I would love for AEW and WWE to work together. Put on one big show where y'all just collab for one time. Imagine the ticket sales. Imagine the ratings of that PLE or pay-per-view. Imagine the money they would both make if they could just put their freaking egos and pride aside and just do one show together and put up some fantasy booking matches. Imagine the money, the revenue they get for collabing for one show. But they can't because they're egos and they want to put the other one down. This is why the NWA alliance back in the day was so much better, is because all the promoters worked together. They shared each other's top stars. They respected each other in their territories. But apparently WWE and AEW can't work together. And it's not just TKO and Triple H. Tony Khan is very much at fault as well. They're both at fault. But if they could just put their egos and pride aside and work together for one match, we can get some fantasy matches. Bro, again, imagine the ticket sales, the revenue, and the money they'd make out all of that. And look at the ratings will go up for both sides. Both sides, their ratings will go up. Imagine Seth Rollins popping in AEW to attack Kenny Omega, and then vice versa. Kenny Omega coming on Raw and jumping over the barricade, invading Raw, and attacking Seth Rollins. Oh my gosh, a real invasion. That'd be so freaking cool. But we're not going to get it because of the egos. And TKO wants, and AEW, TKO and AEW, they want to be the top dog. They got to one up one another, except, hey, how about we just have a mutual agreement? Let's just put our pride differences aside, and for one show, for one night only, let's do a show. A Forbidden Door show. A Worlds Collide show. Whatever you want to call it. And let's give the fans what they really want. And imagine, again, the ratings and the ticket sales. It go up. I bet you they could fit near. I could bet you they could fit near 200,000 seats. Find a arena that could fit that many, and then you could fit. You get so many fans showing up for that match or for that show. It'd be great, but again, we wouldn't see. Imagine if WCW and WWF did that back in the day. Imagine that. Imagine Hulk Hogan showing up on Raw and challenging The Rock or Stone Cold or something. Or imagine this. Imagine The Undertaker showing up on Nitro, surprising Sting and chokeslamming Sting, and then we get a match between Taker and Sting. But no, they had to be at war with each other because they wanted to put the other out of business. Why couldn't they just work together? Never happened. Probably will never happen with AEW, WWE, but it could. It could. Who knows? Maybe 20 years from now, it might happen. Maybe. Probably not. But with that being said, in conclusion, just love professional wrestling. Just love it. If you prefer one show over the other, I respect that. We ain't got to hate or bash the other company and say they don't do this, they don't do that. Just love it. Just enjoy it. Tune in and watch every single week. Help each other out. And if you're going to talk about it and debate about it, be respectful and you can agree to disagree. Or y'all can both find an agreement somewhere. Because at the end of the day, wrestling business thrives and succeeds when we support it all. Instead of, oh no, I'm only supporting this company and then waving this banner and this flag. As you can see in the background, look what I got. I got NWA. I got AEW. I got WWE. I even got a promotion, indie promotion near me. League of Lions Wrestling. Go check them out. If I can find a TNA flag, I'll put that up. That's because I love wrestling. I ain't pro nobody. I ain't pro nobody of the 3 letters or anything. I'm a wrestling sicko. How about that? I ain't an AEW sicko. I'm a wrestling sicko. I'm a wrestling lover. That's my deal. Is wrestling lover. Wrestling lover. How come Cowboys and Eagles can't work together? This is different than football. This is different. Better thing would probably say, why can't NFL and UFL work together? Which they are in a way, actually. There ain't really other top professional sport to challenge any other thing, so you can't really say why can't this sport work with that sport, but it's different. Let's us as wrestling fans work together and come together and enjoy professional wrestling. Put all the differences aside and just watch and enjoy and love professional wrestling. That's my message. That's always going to be my message. Because I love wrestling. And I'll always love wrestling. Now I want you to as well. I want you to take the tribalism blinders off. I want you to peel back the scales and then look and see that, oh yeah, AEW really isn't that bad as so-and-so says, or WWE isn't really that bad as so-and-so says, or TNA isn't really that bad as so-and-so says. There's one guy I follow. He loves AEW, pro AEW. But he pointed out the botch last night with Thea Hale and Blake Monroe. And it was a mistake. It happens. He criticized that. He hated on that. But when it came to Julia Hart missing a moonsault, she overjumped. She still did her best to sell it by doing a little elbow drop. But apparently that gets a pass, and mistakes happen. See, that's the double standard I'm talking about. And then I seen it with WWE fans when they called out Julia Hart on that thing. And then now this with Thea Hale and Blake Monroe that happened last night. Oh, they get a pass. Oh, mistakes happen. Double standard. Double standard. And it's ridiculous. It's hypocritical. Somehow this gets a pass, but this doesn't. And that gets passed and that doesn't. When they're both the same thing. They both made mistakes. They both botched the match. But apparently, This company can't wrestle. This company can't ever get it right. It's one mistake. I remember when some fans made a big deal about Jordan Grayson. She was doing a suicida move through the ropes, and her arm caught one of the rope. No, her leg caught the rope, and it. Thankfully, everyone was okay, but they were mocking it and saying negative stuff about it. Like, it happens. Be grateful that she's okay. Be grateful that did end in an injury or someone really getting hurt. But no, they're going to call it out of the botch this, botch that. And it's like every company has those mistakes. They're not perfect. They do their best in the ring to get it as perfect as possible. Or most of the times, 9.999 times out of 10, they do. But that 0.1%, mistakes happen. Botches happen. Mistakes happen. So instead of criticizing them, show them some grace for putting their bodies on the line for our entertainment. That's all I got to say. Love professional wrestling. End the hate and tribalism. And let's all love wrestling. Support both companies. Support all of it. NWA, AEW, WWE, TNA, New Japan, whatever other promotion out there you want to. Some guy put in JCW, Juggalo Championship Wrestling. Haven't really watched it, but check it out. Game Changer Wrestling. How about that? Go check that out. There's so much wrestling out there for us to enjoy, but we get so caught up in this war that, oh, no, this was better than this one, and oh, I'll never watch that one because it ain't this. When we got so much great wrestling, when you have some great wrestlers out there and other companies that you can go and support them and help them in their livelihood for putting the bodies on the line for our entertainment. Stop being pro 3 letters and be pro for the wrestlers. That's what I say. Because at the end of the day, they're the ones that are, or for us, they're the ones putting their bodies on the line for us, not Tony Khan and Triple H. Well, Triple H did at one point because he was a former wrestler. But not TKO and Tony Khan. They're just the owners and the bookers and all this. No, the wrestlers like Cody Rhodes and Hangman and Kenny Omega and Roman Reigns, and the list goes on. Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, especially Jeff Hardy. My gosh, he's done some crazy things. Darby Allin. They put their bodies on the line for our entertainment. But yet we want to criticize and hate, and we want to put the other people down when why can't we just come together and love professional wrestling and respect the wrestlers and the company and what they do? Let's bring back these NWA days where we can just love professional wrestling. Let's bring back these days where everyone can just work together. Let's bring back these days where wrestling was just wrestling. We didn't have to, pro WWE or pro AEW or pro TNA or pro New Japan. Let's bring back these good old days where we can just watch and enjoy professional wrestling and love it and support it all together. And hopefully one day, maybe if you're listening, Papa H, or should I say TKO and Tony Khan, maybe y'all could come together for one big mega show and we can really get some money out of this. I'd spend a heck of a lot of money for that show. I'd put that on a credit card in a heartbeat and pay it off later. That would be great. And House of Glory Wrestling. Yep, you're right on that one, brother. House of Glory Wrestling as well. Don't forget that one. That's a great show as well. Major League Wrestling, MLW. It's on YouTube. Great show as well. CMLL. Actually, CMLL is the longest wrestling promotion in the world. 92 plus years. A long time. And then this year, they actually broke some records by having consistent shows about near sold out around, I think it was 18,000, as they said. 20,000 consistently. It was like 7 or 8 straight shows consistently around 20,000. Support AAA Wrestling. Support them as well. All these promotions, all this wrestling that we get to watch and enjoy throughout the week, but yet we're so caught up in the war. We're so caught up in trying to one-up one another instead of, hey, let's enjoy it all. Let's have fun with it all. There's some wrestlers in the other company you might love and be a fan of. But you can't or you won't because they wrestle for that company. I'm sorry. Roman Reigns jumped ship to AEW, I still be a Roman Reigns fan. If Kenny Omega jumped ship to WWE, I still be a Kenny Omega fan. I don't give a crap what 3 letters they wrestling for. What I care about is the wrestlers and what the matches that I get to watch and the feuds I get to watch, the stories. That's what I like. That's what I'm there for. I ain't there for the 3 letters. I'm here for the wrestlers for one because they're the ones put on the line for it. I trained in a wrestling ring. It is not fun laying on that mat over and over and over again. Eventually, over time, I think Bully Ray said, "Want you go like a callus to it." But when you first start off, it sucks. Landing on that mat every single time, taking the bumps, it takes a toll. I have more respect for the business after I did that than I ever did. Why? Because I know now what the wrestlers feel with these bumps each and every week, especially if something goes wrong. That's when it really sucks. And that's why I just love professional wrestling and I don't do this pro 3-letter this or that. DPW is another one. An NWA alliance needs the promotion with these small companies. I agree. Well, with that being said, I ranted enough. Just love professional wrestling. If you're just in it pro AEW, give WWE a shot. You might like it. If you're just pro WWE, give AEW a shot. You might like it. And if you don't, well, then just stick to your company and leave it at that. There doesn't need to be a war. But just love professional wrestling and give the other side credit, especially when they deserve it. Because at the end of the day, we all win as wrestling fans because we got so much wrestling each and every day of the week. And I love wrestling. You should love wrestling. Become a wrestling lover, not a 3-letter lover. A wrestling lover. And that's the hashtag. That's what I promote. Wrestling lover. You can join my community on X, the Wrestling Lovers community, because that's what it is. We just love professional wrestling. We can respect one another and agree to disagree and still come to agreement that we just love professional wrestling. With that being said, I'm out, y'all. I love all y'all. Tune in to AEW Dynamite Holiday Bash tonight. Tune in also to WWE Evolve as well. They got a show tonight. NWA Power, you can catch the replay. Great show. New NWA United States champions were crowned last night. The Slime Balls, they are now your new NWA United States champions. The NXT was last night. New NXT Women's North American Champion Thea Hale, and there's some great shows last night, great matches last night on the show as well. The Fatal 4-Way number 1 contenders match was also great. Monday Night Raw, and then you got tomorrow night. Monday Night Raw, you can watch the replay on Netflix. Tomorrow night, you got TNA Impact, and soon they'll be on AMC. I can't wait. TNA Impact. And then you can also catch Ring of Honor tomorrow, SmackDown Friday, and then Saturday. No Collision this Saturday because they're doing a 3-hour special Dynamite Collision episode tonight. So this Saturday there'll be no wrestling, sadly. Maybe some Major League Wrestling or House of Glory might be on YouTube, so you might check that out. New Japan, But yeah, so much wrestling we can watch throughout the week. So tune into it all. I love all y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that hype button as well. Again, in the descriptions, I'm affiliated with Prince Nana Coffee. Get yourself some of that great coffee. It is delish. I love it. Get yourself some Prince Nana Coffee in the link in the description below. Get yourself a Pure Plank. I'm a personal trainer. Pure Plank's a great workout. Good for your posture. Great core workout. I highly recommend it. So get yourself a Pure Plank. Get yourself some W Energy. Go get yourself some of that. Use promo code Aaron Loves Wrestling. Get 10% off of your order. Same thing for Pure Plank. Use promo code Aaron Loves Wrestling. Get 10% off of your order. And then you can also get iDrink. I love iDrink. It's iDrink with the Q. No high caffeine. No caffeine at all, really. great energy, all the vitamins, nutrients you need for your energy. No caffeine again. I've cut out a lot of caffeine in my life. Mainly the only caffeine I drink now is coffee. Brent's not a coffee. And when it comes to this workout drink, I love it. It's great. Go over on the website, idrink.com. It's idrinkwiththeq.com and read about it. Read behind the science behind it. It's delish. I love it. Order yourself some of that as well. And with that being said, love professional wrestling. Have a good one, y'all. Peace out.
When the lights fade, the world holds its breath. The drums hit, the crowd erupts. From WWE to AEW, from NWA to TNA, all the way to New Japan Pro Wrestling. This is where legends rise. Aaron loves wrestling. Let's begin. Let the storm hit, feel the world shift. AEW, yo, we talking big lift. To the WA roots, TFI in the booth. New Japan warriors fighting for the truth. Crowds roar loud when the spotlight shines. Aaron loves wrestling, we live for the grind. Step into the ring, hear the heartbeat thump. Pyro in the sky, let the bass line jump. From the classic days where the legends were made to the modern era warriors never afraid. We break down drama, every shock, every twist, every dream match moment that you couldn't resist. From Tokyo Dome nights to the big raw stage, from Power Earth Studios to AIDS all rage. This is passion, combat, the soul of the show. We bring the breakdown, the hype and the glow. Every slam, every dive, every storyline ride. I'll leave you where the love never dies. I'll leave you where the love never dies. Boom, let the storm hit, feel the world shift. WEAEW, yeah, we talking big lift. TWA roots, TFI in the booth. New Japan warriors fighting for the truth. Crowds roar loud when the spotlight shines. Aaron loves wrestling, yeah, we live for the grind. We talk kings, icons, the rookies on deck. Champions with the gold hanging right on their neck. The moments that shock you, the promos that hit, those fight forever chants. Yeah, we feel all of it. We salute every brand, every style in the ring. Strong style, lucha libre man, wrestling is king. From old school brawl to the high risk flights, we celebrate the craft and the love of the fight. Podcast vibes with that pay-per-view feel. Every episode hits like a main event deal. Aaron on the mic, yeah, he keeping it real. Breaking wrestling down with that champion feel. Yeah, breaking wrestling down with that champion appeal.
When the crowd goes silent and the bell echoes to the arena, when destiny